welcome back, everybody, for another episode of the Wednesday Watch List. This is my weekly look ahead to the books that are coming out this week on New Comic Book Day, Wednesday, December 6th, 2023. If you didn't know, I was out the last week because I was actually down in Disney. Great time with the family, one of the best vacations I've had in a very, very long time, but it came at a bit of a cost, and I don't mean what it cost my wallet, but I did come home with COVID. So my voice may be a little bit hoarse, but I'm feeling all right. I'm sure it'll shake it pretty soon. But Florida, what are you gonna do? It's your fault, AOA. It's your fault. I blame you. That said, I'm still going to try to do the shows I can because I'm not going to let a little thing like a little bug stop me from getting you the guys the content that I want to provide for you. So with that all said, I'm going to run down this week's books of some incentives that are selling pretty well, some pretty cool cheesecake covers, some regular covers, some things on my reading list, etc., like I do every Monday for you. So if you want to see what books I'm looking ahead to this week, just hang up for a few seconds after the intro and I will be right back. All right, I might run through these a little quicker than normal because, again, you might hear it in my voice. I'm not feeling that great. So let's get this rundown going, starting off with our buzz books. These are the books that have a little bit of buzz going into this week's new releases. Starting off with books we should have got like a month or so ago. Yes, I'm talking about the Justice League Godzilla versus Kong, those sound effects covers, like those cards that you would get at a birthday shop, the Hallmark cards, you open them up and there's a sound effect. You got a Godzilla roar, you got a King Kong roar. These are finally coming out because I think there were some delays with how these things were produced. So they're finally hitting stores this upcoming week. So keep an eye out for these as there could be some interest. A lot of people are loving the Monarch show on Apple TV. And this comic series has not been bad. I've enjoyed it so far. So these are a decent looking option for you if you're interested in those sound effect books. Just saying. Christmas is also coming. And with Christmas, we are getting Christmas specials. Not all of them jump out at me, but this one in particular did. The Batman Santa Claus Silent Night with a K. Silent Night, because there's a couple of cool covers in here, including not only this Zatanna cover that's fantastic. I think that's a Derek Chew, but we're also got this Rub and Sniff Santa by Ben Oliver. I don't know what that means. We talked about it a little bit on SNS this past Saturday. I guess it's going to smell like something, like Scratch and Sniff, Ren and Stimpy style. Remember that Ren and Stimpy one that was a Scratch and Sniff book? Maybe it's something like that. Maybe he'll smell like peppermint. Maybe he'll smell like, mushrooms. I don't know. We'll find out this Tuesday because it's a DC book. So this will come out on Tuesday. Also, with this book, there is a 1 in 25 and a 1 in 50 there. Okay. Not great, but there they are. Also not selling at a premium, so be mindful of that as well. Marvel also has some new stuff coming out, including the Sentry. They're apparently redoing the Sentry as more of a I don't know exactly what this is, but with all the Stephen Yeun like rumors and leaks about him being the Sentry in the Thunderbolts movie, interest is here on this title to see, I guess, where they're going to go. Here's the cover A. There's a Scotty Young. There's a weird looking Peach Momoko Nightmare variant, and then there's another one with Sentry apparently getting split again because I think the power is going to get split. I don't know if they're doing a Shazam thing or they're doing the Shazam family, but with the Sentry, who knows? But we'll find out this week, along with what this 1 in 25 does. And this 1 in 25 is not doing anything above ratio. It's only like $20 thereabouts right now. So if you're interested, I'm surprised there's not higher ratios on this one. I really am. I'm surprised there's no 1 in 100, but there is not. This is it for the Sentry #1. But we do have a lot of incentives and variants for our next new #1 that is also getting some buzz, and that's Thunderbolts. Pretty cool Dodson cover here with the Winter Soldier front and center. Got a B cover as well. We got another weird Peach Momoko along with a 1 in 25. That's okay. I don't know. These Peach Momoko Nightmare variants just are not that great, in my opinion. Again, I'm not a Peach Momoko hater. I do like some of her art. Just a lot of these are just misses for me. Just not interested. But I'm also not interested in this, Hidden Gems variant too that we're getting. And, that's no shot on George Perez. I'm just not into this Songbird cover. It's not for me. We do have this Ski Chalet cover. Marvel's finally giving us those variants. And we have the Black Widow Venom Symbiote Derek Chew cover, which is pretty cool also. These are all regular cover price variants, but each of these also has, you might have guessed it, a Virgin version incentive. Yes. So that ski chalet is actually also a 1 in 50, and those two on the outside are bookended 1 in 100 virgin covers. Now, the Perez, not doing much, but the Derek Chew, we'll see what happens. None have sold yet, so keep that in mind. I don't have any pre-sales for you to report at this moment, but the fishing asking prices are there. 180, 240, 250, 140. We'll see what this thing actually moves for, if it moves for anything, as the week goes on. But for right now, nothing sold. But we'll keep an eye on it because it is interesting to see what will happen with this 1 in 100. All right, going to keep rolling on, getting into my reading list. These are the books that will be at the top of my reading pile for this week, starting off with Batman 140. You bring the Joker back, I'm going to want to read it. It's that simple. So, Batman Joker, it's classic. You're just going to want to read it anytime these two cross pass. So, here we go. Dawn of DC, you got me. Batman 140. We also have a David Finch cover that we can look at here. We also have Matina. Oh, I'm sorry. This shouldn't be there because that's the 1 of 25. That's the wrong cover. There's another cover that should have fit into that spot because, as you'll see in the next slide, that Matina is actually the 1 of 25 incentive as well as a 1 in 50 incentive. And there is a foil version that's just the Batman logo there. So we got those as well. I think I might add a placeholder because there's a couple of Christmas covers that I held for a little bit later on in the homage section. So that might have been where my misstep happened, but I'm not going back, not going to fix it because, again, I don't even know if my voice is going to hold up for the length of this video, let alone to go back and redo stuff. So with that said, let's keep going and get to Daredevil. Always been a fan of Daredevil. I'm going to keep reading every time they restarting and rebooting and redoing Daredevil over and over and over again. I'm going to keep reading it because I do like Hell's Kitchen and I do like my man Matt Murdock, and especially when he's crossing paths with Bullseye. So you got me putting this at the top of my pile to read. This Daredevil issue 4, I believe. Once again, a Peach Momoko Nightmare cover. That's meh. 1 in 25, Ben Harvey is pretty cool, though. Pretty cool Bullseye cover, if you ask me. I thought it was a Sakevich at first, but I believe it is a Ben Harvey. So, not selling for anything. It's like under ratio, but I think it's a pretty cool cover. Do what you want with that information. Also, Transformers. I'm a sucker for the 80s, sucker for G.I. Joe, sucker for Transformers. Almost had this in the Buzz section, but while there's still Buzz, I just have this in my reading pile. So, issue 3, going to read this, going to check this out. You know, Soundwave Optimus on the cover here for cover A. There's also a cover B, as well as a 1 in 10 incentive. Not bad. I do really like the 1 in 25 with the little face off there. And then there's also a really cool 1 in 50 with Optimus kind of sitting on a throne of rubble, it looks like. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. None of these are selling for above ratio. In fact, they're mostly selling for under ratio because I think there's still a lot of exclusives being pushed out there for these Transformers books. So all of those exclusive sellers will have incentives to sell as well. But with that all said, I talked about a lot of number ones already. We do have some more new number ones to get into. One Shot, Christmas Time, Hellboy, Winter Special. It's like the Yule Cat. All right, you got me. Cat, Hellboy, fine. Magnolia cover B is probably the one I'm going to look for, but you know, cover A is not bad either. Star Wars Star Wars High Republic Adventures is restarting at Dark Horse with a new number 1 here in Phase 3. So we have an A cover and a B cover. Who knows? Yes, there might be new first appearance. Doesn't matter. These are weird oddball titles. Don't just because you hear a first appearance doesn't mean you have to go and rush and buy every Star Wars book imaginable. A lot of times these characters just get forgotten about very quickly. So whatever it may be, just get it to read it if you want to read it. That said, Avengers also giving us a new number 1. This is Avengers Voices. I'm sorry, Marvel Voices Avengers. So one shot, $8, anthology series, 3 covers on this one. All of them I think are $7.99. There is no incentive that I saw. So just these 3 covers. If you're interested, there you go. Mercy Sparks is getting a new number 1. Remember when this was like option like years ago and everybody was looking for the old Mercy Sparks books? Well, here we're getting a new series, so let's see if this does anything. Cover A is not doing much for me, but the other covers here are kind of interesting, and I did consider them in the cheesecake cover section. Because we do have an Ashley Witter there in the middle. I do like that other cover on this. I like both. And there's a Tim Seeley there in the bathtub. I like all 3 of these. Cover A, not so much. These 3, I like them all pretty much. It is what it is. This also, I think, has a hefty cover price. It might be $7, might be $8. Can't remember, but it's not a $4 book. I'll tell you that. Also getting another one shot, this time out of Boom, Stuff of Nightmares, Sleigh Ride. Horror, Christmas themed. Got my interest. A lot of covers, though. We do have a lot of covers. Pretty awesome Francavilla to start with on the cover A. There is the Jenny Frison. There's also an R.L. Stein, looks like a book, like one of those old Goosebumps books. Also pretty cool. Then we have variations on these. We have some glow-in-the-dark versions of those two, the Frison and the Francavilla, and we have a 1 in 5 by Jay Lee. Also, not bad. The 1 in 10 is a black and white of the Jay Lee. Then there's also a 1 in 25, and then a virgin version of the Jenny Frison as a 1 in 15. Yeah, I know oddball ratios, it's boom, and a lot of options, but it's kind of curious. So pick the cover you like, and I wouldn't worry too much about all the incentives unless you're really a completionist or you really want one of those books, even the glow-in-the-dark ones. Just get what you like, be happy, enjoy comics. It should be fun. Not everything has to be, something that you're going to flip just to sell. Where's the fun in that? That said, we do got some stuff to look at here with later prints. I bring that up because a lot of people like flipping these second print, especially the second print incentives. But before we get to that, we got some facsimiles. We got an Adventure Comics facsimile for issue 260. The Kent Second Super Son. Okay. Comes with a blank. These are great. If you're going to go to a con, you got the trade dress there, old school trade dress with tons of empty space. Good option there if you're going to get an artist to draw something on there for you. So keep that in mind. Batman 404, Frank Miller, year 1. Facsimile, $4. Nice paper. Also, badass trade dress to get a cool sketch cover done at a con if you're interested. In the same vein, Batman number 5, also getting the facsimile treatment here. This one is getting, this is $7. This one is also getting a foil version. That's $9, as well as, again, the trade dress with that empty space for you if you want to get those sketches done on it. So some cool options here if you're into the reprints and the facsimiles. Speaking of reprints, Last Ronin, I think, is wrapping up their reissues of the series. It looks like they're in black and white. So issue 5 there. Speaking of black and white, pen and ink, Something Is Killing the Children at a boom. Considered a second print. We have a cover A, a B, and a C. For whatever reason, multiple covers on this pen and ink special. I don't know. Try to get your money any way possible. Cover after cover after cover, reprint after reprint after printing, etc. I don't know. That said, Spine-Tingling Spider-Man also getting a second print. This one's a wraparound, which is kind of cool. I think it's kind of cool. Surprisingly, no incentive on this, just the second print. But Marvel is giving us a sensational She-Hulk number 1 second printing, which is just a recolored version of the cover A. So, green background instead of purple. And they are giving us a 1 in 25 incentive. That is also just a recoloring of one of the earlier variants, including the Virgin version, which was the 1 in 50. This is now a 1 in 25 second print incentive of She-Hulk number 1, colored yellow in the background for this one. Lyrics Lee, I believe, did this cover. Only one pre-sale so far on this one, and it was a bit over double, so about $55. One asking price out there, asking $185. Will they get that? Who knows? But that's where we're at. That's the state of this market, where people spend a lot of money for incentive second prints for some unknown reason. I get it. They might be hard to find. There might not be that many ordered, but rarity alone doesn't make a book valuable to me or the market in general. There's got to be something else there. Can't just be rare. It's got to have something else behind it. And I get it. It's a number 1, but realistically, I don't know. 15 years from now, is anybody going to care? I have my doubts. That's all I'm saying. I have my doubts. I've been wrong before. I've been well wrong before. There's a lot of books I missed out on saying there's no way anybody's going to pay that for it. I've been wrong plenty of times, but I'm okay being wrong and keeping some extra money in my wallet rather than spend some of these crazy prices, because I'm not buying in at these prices. Just saying. That said, moving on to homage covers. We do have a few. I'm going to try to, again, speed through this because my voice is going on me as I get through this. 15 minutes in, I'm already done. Here we go. Silent Night. I told you there were some Christmas homage covers. You see the Dark Knight, right? There it is. Frank Miller, homage there. Pretty cool. Batman and Robin, Santa and Damian. Same thing here with Batman 1. This is on Batman 140, but doing the Batman 1 homage there. with Damian, Robin, and Santa Claus in place of Batman. Pretty cool. Keeping it on the kid side of things, we do have a Disney 100 variant, X-Men 1. That's right, classic Jim Lee cover, redone here with Goofy, Mickey, and Donald. Not too bad. There is also a 1 in 100 black and white version that all of these have had as well. They were hot at one time. Not so much as the issues have gone on, but those early 1 in 100s did fetch a nice price. We also have a 1 in 25 for My Little Pony Camp Big Hoof. So retailer incentive. There's a 1 in 10. This is the 1 in 25, which it's not the first time that IDW did this, but this is that Charlie Day kind of crazed out, conspiracy theory drawn on the wall with all the yarn and the lines. Yeah, done here. I think they did it on a Sonic book already. Now we're getting it on My Little Pony. You think that's crazy? Just hold on for our WTF section.
WTF, Gary? WTF. What the fuck does WTF mean? What the fuck? Oh.
All right, so in our WTF section, we do have some oddball books. I understand Teen Titans Beast World, or just Titans Beast World. It's going to be some wackiness ensuing, I guess, because here we have like a phoenix bird lady thing flying at us. I don't know what's going on, but it's kind of weirding me out that she's got the bird feet that are not on fire, and then the flaming bird. I don't know, kind of weird. Also on this issue, you can't tell, but Livewire is apparently some weird electric sea snake thing with like a bird head. Bird head, you say? Let me zoom in on you. Look at that thing. It's like a weird dinosaur thing. I don't know what the hell's going on here. I don't know. To be fair, not reading it. If I should be, let me know. But I can't read everything, and I can't keep up with everything because that's a lot of books out there. And I'll tell you what, this is not selling me. Just like this is not selling me. Fantastic Four is an awesome Alex Ross covers, and then you bookend it by having some weird nightmare. I just don't like this. The proportions are off. I just don't like it. It just looks bland, and it's not for me. Now, again, I'm not doing this to hate on Peach Momoko. Do like some of her covers. And don't take offense to this next one either, because I am a Ron Lim fan. But I'm going to call it when I see it. And this is not a great Ron Lim cover. I love Ron Lim of the 90s doing Silver Surfer. This looks just rushed and just kind of half finished. This reminds me of his old X-Mutants work way, way, way back in the day. Just not up to par to what I've come to expect out of Ron Lim. Just saying. And if you think this is bad, this is even worse. You're seriously going to try to sell me a black cover with just the Avengers logo on it with the trade dress? What's the point? It's Avengers is right there. What do I need the A for? Oh, I'm sorry. It's because you wanted to sell me a 1 in 100 virgin version of this that just has the big A on it? Okay. None of these have sold. I don't see any listed just yet. I don't think there will be a huge market for this, but who knows? Stranger things has happened. And I think we're getting more of these logo covers coming soon. That said, not getting my money. I did just drop the holiday short, or it should be coming this week, actually. Holiday short for these Disney cards coming later this week, because we have a couple more coming this week. So happy holidays. Batman 140, we're getting the Christmas card treatment, as well as Poison Ivy 17 also giving us detachable Christmas card, if you're into that. No artist spotlight for Mike Deodato, so I guess that was done for November. We'll see what we're getting in December. I might have to go backtrack, because I think we might be getting more Silent Night, Damien and Santa covers coming soon, but we'll see. But speaking of other covers that I like, we're just going to get right into these. Chris Bacalo, Birds of Prey #4. I've been liking these covers that he's been doing on this series. Not all of them have been. I think one was an incentive. This is just a B cover, as is this one. Josh Swaby. I could have sworn this was like an album cover. Not sure what it is though. I couldn't place it. So if you know, please comment down below. Let me know what it is, because it's bothering me. Harley's obviously giving us the middle finger, but it's blocked out by the unhappy face. So see what you can find. Let me know down below. But this is another cool Sway cover. Like Sway. That said, Saturday morning cartoon adventure cover also coming for Amazing Spider-Man. I like these. I like these covers. I have been getting them for the other ones. Some of them connect, some of them don't. I think it's kind of fun, so I just dropped it in here. I don't generally buy all these ancillary Spawn titles, but the occasional cover does grab my attention, like this one for King Spawn number 28. I also don't generally buy Creepshow, but this is a pretty cool Creepshow cover. It's got me thinking about it. I know holidays and horror somehow have become like a good mix these days. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with this one. Simon Kudaransky is giving us Blood Commandment number 2. Pretty cool. This also looks familiar. It looks like a movie poster, but a lot of his covers do look like movie posters. But it's a pretty cool claw. Getting another version of the claw for the B cover. Get which one you like if you like this series and you want to give it a try. It's only issue 2. I think it's vampire stuff, right? I haven't read issue 1 yet. I did get it, but I haven't read it yet. Another book that just grabbed me by the cover. This Gunbreed number 5. I don't know, something cool about the the framing of the skeletal, I guess, skeletal cowboy inside that buzzard. This is kind of cool. I like it. So pretty cool cover. That's got me curious. We usually save this for last, but this week we're gonna get into cheesecake covers before the incentives because, well, there's not a lot of cheesecake this week. It's a light week. Even though we're getting one that's super, super old school feeling cheesecake. This Super Babes, number 16 at AC Comics. This feels again like those X Mutants and those weird offshoot titles from the 90s. Yeah. It's like Spider Baby. Got those hard to find Adam Hughes covers that you're kind of forgetting about. Things like that. So Super Babes. Yeah. Linzer giving us another cover here on Fire and Ice number 2. Pretty cool there. I also like this other cover that Fire and Ice is giving us. It's not total cheesecake, but we do have that, the thong down in front that helps qualify it. So if you're into that, there you go. Grim Fairy Tales number 78 is giving us a few options. I'm only going to show you 3 out of the 4 because the 4th one wasn't as good as these 3. But here is the cover A and then 2 of the other variants. The one on the right is also the incentive. I don't know if it's like a foil or a virgin version, but that one on the right will be the incentive version of this book. So keep an eye out for that as well. All good options if you're into, Zenoscope books. Fire and Ice has not let us down as far as these covers have gone. Yeah, we even got a little beefcake in the back there with Lobo showing up, but we do have Fire up front, ready for a roll in the hay. And then we do have the 2 of them together here on the 1 in 25. Also, not selling at a premium just yet, but something to be curious about. I think was this one the one that got canceled? I don't know. One of these series got gotten canceled recently, but 1 in 25 right there. Poison Ivy still rolling out the great covers. We do have this Terry Dodson. You got Harley dumping water there on Poison Ivy. And we do have a David Nakayama cover price variant, which is also used as the art for the Virgin 1 in 50 variant. So keep that one in mind as well. Not selling at a premium just yet, but you never know. Some of these do, some of these don't. It's hard to tell. Hard to tell sometimes with the market, but it is a solid image, in my opinion. Which brings us into the rest of our incentives. Not a ton here, but I do got a few things to share with you. Starting off with this image book, Catfight. This one just kind of jumped out at me. I don't know, just something about this cover. It's not quite cheesecake because she's wearing a full gown and all that stuff. It's just something about it. It just draws my eye. And I think it's kind of cool, this 1 in 25. But there have been no sales nor any listed for this book. So who knows what's going to happen with this one. I just like it. So I threw it in here. Shazam's also got this 1 in 25 for issue 6. And got a little Captain Marvel action there. Mary Marvel as, I guess, Shazam still. One sold for only like ratio, but the asking prices can be anywhere from as cheap as $15. Yeah, there's still some cheap ones out there. But then a few listed for more in the $40 to $50 range. So this is where we'll see where the market will land once Tuesday hits. But there are options right now. The second Ski Chalet cover for Marvel this week is this X-Men. I think this is issue 27. It's 27 or 29. I can't remember. But Storm in the skies. Pretty cool. There's a virgin version, 1 in 50, and that's why we have it here. Because the other one's cover price and easily attainable if you just go to your LCS or ask them to order it for you. Granted, prices on this 1 in 50 have been under rate ratio to under 25, 40, $50. Asking prices are right around ratio 50, 50. There's one for 100. So we'll see where this goes. Not sure how these Ski Chalet versions are going to go, but they're now out. So we will see what the market wants to do with them. This Carrie Andrews is just a 1 in 25 that I like. I don't know. I've been digging these like 90s vibe style covers that he's been doing. And this is like another one. It feels kind of classic in a way. And it's not selling for anything over ratio. I just kind of like it. So that's why I put it in here. And then I believe our last book is another Art Adams in that same sort of portrait mode. But this time it's not a sexy female. It's a Venom. Specifically, it is Venom. So, Venom. Gonna do all right. So far, so good. I think this is issue 29. This is issue 29 or 28. 28. Couple sold. 33. Best offer on $40 for this 1 in 25. Asking prices are more in that $35 to $40 kind of range right now. We'll see where this one lands. The bottom line is this week there is no clear like book to have so far. So far with the pre-sales, this is an early gainer. So, in the early days here, we'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep an eye on some of those high ratio 1 in 100s as well, like that Black Widow Derek Chu and that 1 in 25 Lyrics Lee second print incentive. But as of right now, it's anybody's game to see what the market is going to gravitate towards. Because that's what I'm doing. I'm reporting what the market does, not what I think it should do, but what the market is actually doing. So come back for the CBSI Hot 10 list later in the week, and we'll tell you what the market's actually doing. And with that said, thanks for all the support. Like I said, I'm trying to get back on track here. Vacation took a lot out of me, and now I'm dealing with being sick on top of it. So I'm going to do my best to get things out for you because I got plenty of content planned. I got a Chasing Ghost all ready to go. So as long as my voice holds up tomorrow, I'll get you a Chasing Ghost tomorrow. We'll be starting a new month of TAC. We'll be starting a new month with a new budget and wallet for us to go back and buy those former Hot 10 books to see which ones we should buy now. We'll play our little submit CGC game. I know everybody's loving that. I'm going to tweak it a little bit to make it a little more realistic, in my opinion, as far as how the grading goes. You'll just come on Wednesday. Come to the live chat, hang out. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's a lot of fun. And then, as I said, we'll have the CBSI Hot 10 at the end of the week. If I can get a dollar bin digging back on the track, I will. I might try to sneak in a Trade Secrets one of these weeks. I'm going to try to rotate that in here and there. I got a few of them planned, gathering more research so I can plan out more in the future. Like I said, got plenty more to come as we roll into 2024. Holidays are here, so it might be a little weird on the schedule. Again, sicknesses and vacations and people in and out here and there, but we will get there. And we have plenty more to give you. And I got giveaways. Got plenty of giveaways to announce. I wanted to do it this week, but it looks like we might have to hold the announcements for next week because, again, just not feeling great. But thanks for bearing with me. Thanks for bearing with us. And appreciate all the support. So with that, I'll see you all later. All right, bye.